Hey, Dwayne, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Hey, in your exit meeting with Mike, what did he tell you you need to improve on to be this team starter next season? And what did he say would be your role going forward?
I haven't had my exit meeting yet with Coach Tomlin. I'm doing that this afternoon. But I had meetings with several other people on the staff, GM Kevin Colbert, and just had a great opportunity to have a conversation with them. And looking forward to what I can do as far as adding to this team. They're giving me a chance to compete and to have a chance to start. So that's all I could ask for.
Go to Dale Lally. Dale?
Yeah, Dwayne, just wondering, this year of not playing, was this beneficial to you? What did you learn from taking that step back and watching this past season, if anything?
I feel like I learned a lot from not playing this year. Coach T, a lot of guys just wanted me to just have an opportunity to sit back and learn. I had an opportunity to do that in college and then, being drafted early, having to play early. I never really had a chance to get to learn the NFL game the way that it should be done and the way the Steelers wanted it done. So they gave me an opportunity to understand the Steelers way, how they wanted their quarterbacks to operate, how Ben operated. And that was a great learning experience to be able to move forward this year and try to embody what it is to be, a guy like Ben and, a guy that, take over a great franchise the way that he did.
Tim Benz.
One thing Mike Tomlin has talked quite a bit about this year is quarterback mobility. I was curious if you thought that increased quarterback mobility next season might help bring out some elements of Matt Canada's offense that we have not seen so far, and wondering about how you feel about your mobility, Dwayne, maybe since we last saw you with Washington.
Yeah, definitely. Coach Tomlin does a great job, preaching quarterback mobility. When we play certain quarterbacks that have, that type of mobility, when we scout teams during the week, I get an opportunity to try to emulate them and what they do. So, guys like Pat Mahomes, guys that can, send plays like Aaron Rodgers and stuff like that and throw the ball downfield. I think that he's defining quarterback mobility as a person that can extend plays, not necessarily a Lamar Jackson type or a guy that can, take off for 60 yards, but a guy that can, get a first down, be able to, move around the pocket, make a guy miss. Kind of the way that young Ben was. He preaches a lot about how young Ben was, like the Josh Allen type early on in his career. And that's something that I feel like he thinks can add another dynamic to this offense. And, having known Canada, been able to play against Canada in college, I know that he does a lot of, different things with quarterback run, quarterback on the move, and, involve him in the RPO game as well.
Jeff Hathorn.
Hey, Dwayne, given the opportunity to learn and a year with Matt Canada, how much better of an NFL quarterback do you think you would be than what you were in Washington?
I think anytime you get an opportunity to sit back and learn, you get to see what to do and what not to do. And I feel like I had a great chance this year to see what it's like to, be a leader, a guy like Ben, Hall of Fame quarterback. Guys have a lot of respect for him, especially when we play other teams. You see how many players on the opposing team, show him a lot of, gratitude and respect. I think that the best thing for me was being able to see it in practice every day. And then, some days on Wednesdays, Ben would just, have a vet day. So I was able to get reps with the ones and being able to go against the, first team defense. And it was a good experience as far as still being able to progress and get better. So I thought that I got better this year, even though I didn't get a chance to necessarily play.
Brooke Pryor.
Yeah, Dwayne, do you believe that you can still be a starting quarterback in the NFL? And what do you have to do to show the Steelers that you can be that guy, maybe just beyond the on-field stuff as far as the off-field intangible things?
Yeah, most definitely. I feel like, being a starter in the NFL is a great responsibility. It's something that a lot of people look forward to see, what you do, how you live your life, and be an example to other kids and things of that nature. And being a quarterback at Ohio State, being on the grand scale, and being able to be a part of that, I feel like that gives me an understanding a little bit of what it's like to be a quarterback in the NFL. And not being a quarterback in the NFL for a few years, being able to be around guys like Alex Smith and Ben Roethlisberger and Case Keenum and Colt McCoy. True pros, guys that emulate what you want to be as a guy in the community, guy in the locker room, and guy on the field. And I felt like I was able to grab something from each one of those guys and try to learn and grow and mature in my own way. And, let's, build a great relationship with Coach Tomlin and other guys that make decisions here. So they can get to know me and know my personality and know what I want in life and know what I want to do next. And I definitely feel like I can be a starter in this league. I got drafted for that reason. I definitely believe I have the talent to. And, I think I can throw with the best of them. But really, I just haven't put it all together yet. And that's something that I have to do this offseason in order to put myself in that position to play. And I really want to do that for myself and for what I can do for this team and the value if I can add.
Joe Rutter.
Dwayne, the Matt Canada offense and the things he installed this year, had you ever been involved in anything like that before? Any of the things he asked to do, and how much more comfortable are you now?
Say one more time.
The Matt Canada offense, the things that he asked the quarterbacks to do, was that new to you? Had you learned any of that stuff before at Ohio State or in the NFL?
Yeah, I think we did a great job this year as far as collaborating. We had different stuff from what Canada likes to do as far as pre-snap motions, shifts. We had some drop back passing that Ben likes to do from previous offenses. Coach Ikes from a West Coast team. I was with him my rookie year, so there were some concepts from that offense that I was familiar with as well. And, Fredo as well. And, we did a great job as far as trying to put together different things that Ben liked, because, of course, Ben is selective in a little bit different ways, and things that Canada liked. And I feel like we didn't execute the way that we wanted to at points throughout the year, but there's definitely want to. And I feel like as far as what he asked the quarterbacks to do, I feel like I got a great opportunity to do that in preseason. Like a game like Philly, for example, I'd be able to move around the pocket, be able to, call rollout passes, call different things that, RPOs and schemes like that. So I feel like what he wants the quarterback to do, he's able to adjust for who's playing. And I feel like he'll be different with the, younger guy back there.
Brian Backo, Post-Gazette.
Dwayne, when we talked to you back at OTAs or minicamp, whatever it was, you said Coach Tomlin had been really hands-on with you. Did that continue into the regular season? And if so, can you kind of give us some examples of times he either went out of his way to sit and talk with you, or kind of go above and beyond to form that relationship with you?
Yeah, Coach Tomlin and I, we have a great relationship. He meets with the quarterbacks, with the young quarterbacks every Wednesday morning. And, we meet for about an hour or so. We go over what, the defense does, their tendencies, what they like to do, things to look for, situational ball, things of that nature. So it was great because, like I said before, I never really got an opportunity to coach to go over what a team was like. There was always a position coach there. So he wants to the point that he wants you to know what he's thinking in the week, how he plans to practice, how he wants you to lead in a certain way. So he did a good job with me, Mason, Josh. I'm still doing that. And then, as far as my relationship with him, we talk candy on the field. We talk after practice. We see each other in the halls. We sit down sometimes next to each other at lunch. And, he's more than just a coach to me. He's like a mentor. And, he talks a lot of smack to me too. So we'll be in practice and, I get to learn a lot of the show team stuff. So he really challenges me to see what I can do against the defense. So I feel like, what I was able to do against the defense gave him something to look forward to this offseason.
Will Graves.
Dwayne, I'm curious if you could sort of describe what your relationship with Mason might be like, and do you anticipate it changing now that it's sort of like, like the number one job is actually open? And I guess an offshoot of that is, you've only been here a year. He's been here 4. He's been with Coach Canada for a couple of years. He's been with Coach Tomlin that entire time. Do you feel like you're still sort of playing catch up in that area?
Mason's a different guy. I love Mason. I think he has a great chance of being a guy here too, and he's been here for a while. So he has a lot of respect in the building. I was able to work out with Mason in the offseason last year in Orange County with John Beck. We have a relationship that was, before I was able to be in the building here in Pittsburgh. So, I've always had respect for him coming out of Oklahoma State and, being able to compete with him every day in practice. We both bring the best out of each other. I feel like, coming from where I came from in college, having a guy like Joe Burrow, who was there for a few years before me, having to compete against him. And, I feel like that, brought the best out of me. So I'm looking forward to see what I can do here. And I feel like that challenge will make something, best opportunity for me and him to show what we can do here.
Mike Pizzuta.
Dwayne, when you get to that exit interview with Mike Tomlin, if he asks you, how bad do you want this and why should you be the guy, what will you tell him?
I would tell him that I want to be a quarterback my whole entire life. Being a quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers is a dream. I remember watching Ben Roethlisberger when I was a young kid in 2004 and watching him play. So I've always had great respect for the black and gold. I have great respect for Coach Tomlin. Guys, 15 seasons with no loss, no losing season. So for me, I want to be able to show him that I want this bad and focused. Want to be a leader. Want to be a guy that people can rely on and off the field. More than just a guy that can throw a ball or talented enough to be in a position to play. I feel like I can execute at a high level. I feel like I can win games at a high level, and I keep the Steelers way, and I continue to go on the path that we're trying to go on as far as making playoff runs and getting close to Super Bowls and winning Super Bowls.
Noah Strackbean.
Dwayne, Ben he was talking about Mason, but he talked about the mental aspect of it this summer and how that, equates into the whole thing. What's the truth to that? And, what's the attitude change from fighting for a backup job to now fighting for a starting job?
Yeah, definitely. When you have a guy like Ben, you don't want to necessarily step on his toes. He's a great leader. He's someone that does his own thing in a way that you have to, kind of find your way to fall into it. So now that he's not here, or we don't know yet, but if he's not going to be here this offseason, there has to be somebody that takes that step up to be that leader, to have that role on the offense. Because every offense is a leader. As a quarterback, you're actually put into a leader role, but it all determines on how much respect you have amongst your teammates, that you get the best out of them. And I feel like being able to go into OTAs, having different phases of the offseason that prepare and get ready for the season, I can showcase my ability to work hard, to lead, and be an example.
And we'll wrap it up with Nick Fairbaugh. Nick, go ahead.
Dwayne, I know when you were in Washington, something that Ken Zampese talked about was that you need to improve your mechanics coming out, and that was something he would work on. Since you came here with Sullivan, and he's kind of, I think that Mason said he emphasized footwork a lot. Have you guys worked a lot on just your mechanics and getting that going? Has that been an emphasis for you since you've come here to Pittsburgh this year?
Yeah, I think footwork definitely is important. When defining footwork, you can talk about foot speed, you can talk about timing, you can talk about depth of drops and different concepts, how different drops tie up to different routes, and really it just becomes an understanding of what you're doing and how you want to do it. Sometimes you can take a different drop to a different coverage on a different play, and it can change depending on what the coverage is. And sometimes it really is just detailing what you want to do. And having talked to Sully already, I'm talking to Canada, talking to guys like Coach Gee. Really just the mental minutia of playing quarterback that I never really had the opportunity to sit there and go through, and being able to watch that and learn that and be able to apply that in the way that we practice. I definitely feel like my footwork's improved, and really just the biggest thing is showcasing that. And Sully does a great job. He's worked with guys like Aaron Rodgers, Eli Manning, and those guys, are elite quarterbacks. So that's something that we have an example of. Yeah, that with Ben, and I think we work really hard on that.